Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some spicy drama in the world of Formula 1 between Jos Verstappen, Max Verstappen's Verstappen, and Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner. It all kicked off after Christian Horner made some remarks about how Max managed to secure a second place finish in the tropes. So, we're going to dive deep into what's going on behind the scenes at Red Bull, what led to this disagreement, and what this could mean for the team moving forward. Let's first take a look back at the Singapore Grand Prix weekend. Red Bull didn't have the best start to the weekend, with Max Verstappen struggling during the practice sessions. The car just wasn't performing up to Red Bull's usual standards, and it looked like they were in for a tough weekend. But by Saturday's qualifying session, Max managed to turn things around and qualified in second place, right behind pole sitter Lando Norris. It was an impressive comeback, and many fans were relieved to see Max back in contention for a strong race on Sunday. After the race, Christian Horner credited Max's improvement in qualifying to the hard work of the hard team, but he also singled out Red Bull's simulator driver, Sebastian Buemi. According to Horner, Buemi had been working throughout the night on Red Bull's simulator, helping the team figure out what changes they needed to make to the car to improve its performance. Horner even joked that Buemi must have been fueled by Red Bull energy drinks to keep going through those long hours. He praised Buemi's efforts, saying that his simulator work had played a key role in Max's improvement from Friday to Saturday. But Jos Verstappen wasn't having any of it. After hearing Horner's comments, Jos took to social media, posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, and calling Horner's remarks nonsense. "What he said, "Shai talk ut met die damanzin," which roughly translates to "cut it out with that stupid nonsense." It was a strong reaction, and it quickly caught the attention of the F1 community. But what exactly was Jos so upset about? To understand Jos's reaction, we need to look at the bigger picture. Red Bull's simulator has been a point season by Jos Verstappen, along with Red Bull's advisor Helmut Marko, has been critical of the team's simulator in the past. The problem, according to them, is that the correlation between Red Bull's simulator and the actual car on track isn't always accurate. And in other words, the data and insights the team gets from the simulator don't always match up with how the car performs in real life. That has led to frustration, as it means the team can't always rely on the simulator to help them make the right decisions about car setup and performance. When Christian Horner praised Buemi's simulator work, it seemed to suggest that these issues had been resolved, or at least improved, but Jos Verstappen's reaction shows that he doesn't believe that's the case. By calling Horner's comments nonsense, Jos was essentially questioning whether the simulator really had that much of an impact on Max's performance in Singapore. He seems to think that the improvements in Max's car setup were down to something else, and that the simulator wasn't as important as Horner made it out to be. Interestingly, Jos deleted his tweet not long after posting it. But as we all know, once something is out there on the internet, it's hard to take it back. Screenshots of the tweet quickly circulated, and the conversation about Red Bull's simulator problems continued. So why did Jos delete the tweet? It's hard to say for sure, but it's possible that he didn't want to create too much public tension between himself and Red Bull. After all, Max is still driving for the team, and any public disagreements could potentially create awkwardness within the team. But let's take a closer look at the role of the simulator in Formula 1. Simulators are a crucial tool for F1 teams. They allow teams to test different car setups, strategies, and performance adjustments in a virtual environment before making changes to the real car. This can save time and resources, as it means the team doesn't have to wait until they're on track to see how certain changes will affect the car. But for a simulator to be effective, it needs to be highly accurate. The data it generates needs to closely match how the car performs on the actual track. If there's a gap between the simulator data and the real-world performance, it can lead to bad decisions and wasted time. According to Jos and Helmut Marko, Red Bull's simulator has had issues with this correlation. I've suggested that the simulator doesn't always give reliable information, which can make it harder for the team to make the right calls about car strategy. So this is why Jos was so quick to dismiss Horner's praise of Buemi's simulator work. That if the simulator isn't as reliable as Horner is making it out to be, then the idea that Buemi's work had a major impact on Max's performance might not hold up. Now, let's talk about Sebastian Buemi for a moment. For those who don't know, Buemi is Red Bull's simulator driver. He's a former F1 driver himself, and he's been with Red Bull for several years now. His job is to spend hours on the simulator, testing different setups, configurations, and strategies to help the team make informed decisions about the car. It's a crucial role, and Buemi's experience as a former F1 driver means he knows what to look for when it comes to fine-tuning the car's performance. However, even the best simulator driver in the world can only do so much if the equipment isn't reliable. Buemi could be putting in long hours and doing everything right, but if the simulator itself isn't providing accurate data, then his efforts might not translate into real-world improvements. This is the core of the disagreement between Joss and Horner. Horner believes that Buemi's work was instrumental in Max's improvement, but Joss seems to think that the simulator's issues make that claim questionable. So what does this disagreement mean for Red Bull moving forward? Public disagreements within a team can sometimes create tension, especially when they involve high-profile figures like Jos Verstappen and Christian Horner. Jos may not be a Red Bull employee, but as Max Verstappen's father, he has a significant presence within the F1 community, and his opinions are often taken seriously. If Jos continues to criticize Red Bull's simulator, it could lead to questions about whether the team is doing enough to address the issue. On the other hand, Horner's comments suggest that he believes the simulator is an important tool for the team's success, and he's likely to continue relying on it in the future. There's also the potential impact on Max Verstappen to consider. While Max hasn't publicly commented on his father's remarks, it's well known that the two are very close. Max has often credited his father with helping him become the driver he is today, and it's possible that some of Jos's frustrations with Red Bull's simulator reflect concerns that Max himself shares. If Max has doubts about the simulator's reliability, it could affect his confidence in the team's ability to provide him with a competitive car. This could, in turn, impact his performance on track, especially if he feels that the team isn't addressing key issues. At the same time, Max is a professional driver, and he's proven time and again that he can focus on what matters most, winning races. It's unlikely that any behind-the-scenes drama would seriously affect his performance, but it's something to keep an eye on as the season progresses. If tensions between Jos and Red Bull continue to simmer, it could create an interesting dynamic within the team. In conclusion, the recent back and forth between Jos Verstappen and Christian Horner highlights some of the weighing challenges that Red Bull faces when it comes to their simulator. While Horner has praised the team's efforts, including Buemi's simulator work, Jos's reaction shows that not everyone within the Red Bull camp is convinced that the simulator is as reliable as it needs to be. So whether or not this disagreement will lead to any changes within the team remains to be seen. But it's clear that the issue of simulator reliability is something that Red Bull will need to address moving forward if they want to maintain their competitive edge in Formula One. So is Max still happy at Red Bull? Is there any rumor for going to Mercedes? Okay. What do you all think? Was Jos right to call out Horner's comments? Or do you think has a point about the importance of the simulator? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more F1 news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.